welcome to South Oldham Middle School and welcome to our holiday band concert. For those of you that have spent the last 5 to 10 minutes kind of wondering if we were prepared for such a large crowd, I can assure you that we were. And I also will give you a little bit of insight into the method behind our madness. What you saw of us bringing the chairs in at the last moment had nothing to do with not being prepared. Those of you know we're better than that here at South Oldham Middle School. But really, it was more about Mr. Parker wanting to convince you guys that we really need an auditorium on the South Campus. And so we felt that sometimes because we are able to be so successful with what we have, that sometimes it's hard to make that point. So what we did tonight was to make it look like we have to bring in all these chairs at the last moment and so forth. But seriously, it's good to have you here this evening. As you can tell, we have a wonderful presentation for you. And I also want to mention that these sixth graders behind me here are going to put on an awesome show for you. Their first year performing in the band. And then for those of you that can stick around for the 8th grade, you're going to really see how students really progress and perform at a high level. For those of you that do not have a seat, we did run out of chairs. However, we do anticipate some won't be able to stay past the 6th grade performance, and so I'm sure some seats will open up and you won't have to stand the entire evening. With that, I want to begin tonight's presentation by introducing our wonderful band instructor. We are very fortunate here at South Oldham Middle School to have someone that's as accomplished as Mr. Parker is as a musician, but also as accomplished as he is as a teacher. And I think most of you have had the wonderful experience in seeing how well he does with our students. And again, we should all be very appreciative of his efforts. With that, I also want to recognize the fact that our percussion ensemble performed at a national conference this past, I think it was in November, and opened up before the keynote speaker here in downtown Louisville. And so it was an incredible accomplishment and recognition of our band program to have our students perform before the keynote speaker. And I believe that was Henry Winkler, the Fawn. So it was a really cool treat for our kids, and they put on an outstanding performance. So with that, we're ready to begin tonight's show. Thank you for being here, and here's Mr. Bob Parker. Well, hello. Thank you all for coming out this evening. It's a little cozy, so I hope you guys have enough room. And we're gonna run through our program here. And I can tell you first off that this group of 6th graders has just been phenomenal. It's not the largest group of 6th graders I've had, but I have kids that are eager and willing to learn every day and are really doing a fantastic job. We've made some terrific progress, and I think you're going to hear that. I'm going to take you down a little journey as to how we've come so far this year, because this is their first concert and they're a little nervous. So we're going to take a little step back to the first week of school. And people ask me all the time, how can I teach 12 different instruments at the same time to classes of 50 plus? And sometimes I don't really know myself. And it's just evolved over the years. And we start off by just using their mouthpieces. So it sounds like a lot of noise to a lot of the teachers, but it really actually has a certain sound that I've gotten used to. And it kind of sounds like this. It's almost like a dial tone. You know, there's like a whole bunch of different sounds together. Because in the woodwind class, you've got the flute sound, and the clarinet sound, and the saxophone sound, and the oboe sound. And when you put that all together, it makes like a woodwind dial tone. Which is interesting in itself. And then in the brass class, you've got the trumpet sound, which sounded a lot worse than that when they started with. And you've got the French horn, or no, wait a minute, the trombone sound, which is cute, and then the tuba sound, and then the French horn sound, which is cute. And then the mallet player's job, which is really boring for them and they hate it, is to give them a pitch. So give me a gently rolling F. And then all the brass players have to sing the sound. Brass players sing it. See, isn't that great? They're wonderful. And then they buzz it on their little buzzer things. Go ahead and buzz it. And that's pretty much the way we started the school year off. And then we had some little games where we kind of passed around through the sections, and the flutes can kind of make some weird noises on theirs. So this is the woodwind brass flute thing. Ready? Here's woodwinds. So that lasted for about a week. And they're like, Mr. Parker, can we please put the instruments together? Well, it took, go ahead and put the instruments together, that's your cue. I'm trying to work on them being the straight man. So we started to learn how to, and of course a lot of these kids didn't really know how to read music either, so we not only had to learn how to assemble the instrument, the clarinet, by the way, is quite difficult to put together, learn where to put all of your fingers, which key to put it on, read notes, and then learn how to play the first couple of songs with only maybe 5 notes learned. And we finally got to the point where Mary had a little lamb figured out, but when we first started, it kind of sounded like this. Wasn't that lovely? So, and these guys are all laughing because they've all done this before too. So then we work with the buddy system. Every kid has a partner to their left and their right, and they work with each other, cooperatively learning and figuring out the fingerings and the notes and helping each other. And we worked really, really hard, working mentally on working on the fingers, and we finally got it all put together. So now, please do it right. Too bad. Here we have the 7th grade band. These kids are in their 2nd year of playing and have been doing a wonderful job. Really positive attitudes and working hard each day. We're going to be fortunate in that the guidance department and Mr. Clayton has given me the latitude to divide these kids have been meeting in
segregated groups of woodwinds and brass and percussion. And starting next semester, I'm actually going to make 2 bands out of this group of kids. We're going to have 2 50-piece bands, which is really phenomenal. I'm still undecided as to whether I'm going to teach both bands the same music or not. But it's really neat to have 2 7th grade bands that have complete instrumentation in the same school. I think that's really cool. And it's going to be fun to teach a group of 50 with all the different instruments in the same class. I'm really looking forward to that. That's the first time that's happened here, and I've been here for 15 years, so that's really cool. This first selection that we're going to play for you, I cannot pronounce because it's French, and I've never done the French thing, but I know it means Joyous Noel, so I'm not even going to try to attempt it. So here's the Joyous Noel, but it's actually French. Hope you enjoy it.